Now check this out.
This is the Chrissie Swan Show.
TGIF.
Right.
If you don't hardly mind, I'm so excited for this weekend. I plan to do absolutely naught.
Please watch The White Lotus.
Yes, I will. I will get around to it. Live music has just gone crazy in this country at the moment. Some of the biggest acts ever are in town. Ed Sheeran in Melbourne tonight. Harry Styles hitting Sydney. God, they must be so excited.
People been lining up since yesterday for Harry.
And listen to this. I'm not surprised. He's worth every minute. 108 punters packed into the MCG in Melbourne on Thursday night last night. Sheeran's show broke the Australian record for the most tickets sold to a single concert. Am I showing my age where I just think, imagine getting home from that?
I know.
Imagine getting
home. It was
home.
apparently awful. Also clarifying, it was 108,000, not 108.
Oh, imagine how sad that would be.
That would be grim.
That's Ned Beeran, who's playing at your local pub.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Say g'day.
Yes, on the eve of the weekend, it's time to say g'day. What are you doing this weekend, Jack?
I've got a fun-filled weekend. I've got our friend from Nova, Tom's birthday dinner this evening.
Oh, I didn't get invited to Tom's dinner.
Dog. Let's call him on
I'm
air.
actually really wounded. But that's okay. I'm going to be sitting on the couch watching White Lotus for most of the weekend.
The best.
Francine, what are you doing this weekend?
I am Chrissie. My girlfriend's just finished putting in their swimming pool in their backyard. So we're going over for drinks and a barbecue and having a dip.
What are you bringing? What is your go-to dish when you've got to bring something?
Oh, I think it's a beautiful, it's a Greek salad, but it's a special one. It's the George Columbaris recipe.
Oh, the ancient grain thing with pomegranates and all that?
Yes, that's it, yes. But also, Chrissie, a big bottle of gin. I'm going to take a big bottle of gin with me. We'll do some gin and tonic.
Be careful not to drink and swim, Francine. It's all sorts of problems. Take it from me. You've got a Priceline voucher with your name on it, Francine. That sounds like a gorgeous weekend. Tracy, what are you doing this weekend?
Just catching up with my daughter who's just got back off a cruise.
Oh, I bet you she wants some home cooking, does she?
Yes, she does. She wants her own bed. She hasn't had much sleep for the last 3 nights.
Was it for a fun reason, Trace, or something more?
She went with a group of girls, one of her friends' 21st, a bit of a long celebration, I think.
Yeah, well, on a cruise, there's nowhere to escape. Hey, Tracy, I've got a Priceline voucher with your name on to have a sachet with your pink basket, my lady. William, what are you doing this weekend?
I am going to the Powerhouse Neon Night Market.
Okay. All right. Talk to me about the night markets because the food there is next level. What are you eating?
Oh, I have no idea. But I'm keen to go see the arts and all the little performances that they've got.
Yes. No, me too. It's about the it's about the art. All right, William, there's a Priceline voucher for you on its way. Whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope you have a gorgeous one. I'm literally going to sleep and read and watch television, and that just sounds so perfect, doesn't it?
Perfect, you reckon?
The Chrissie Swan Show.
No one, especially women of a certain age, should ever feel invisible, disconnected or unimportant. Priceline Pharmacy celebrates you and all your uniqueness at every age because at Priceline, it's always a festival of you.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Chrissie's clickbait.
How good is Love, Jack?
The best.
The best. Avril Lavigne and Tyga, spelled Tyga, continue to fuel romance rumours as they arrive together at Leonardo DiCaprio's party in Paris at a restaurant called, aptly named, Cuckoo. So Avril Lavigne needs no introduction. She has, my God, brought so much joy to us. My favourite of hers is Complicated. Yeah.
So complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Remember this random one?
I love it. And you better get a new one. She's got some sass.
She does.
And she's seeing Tyga, who's famous for a song called Rack City, which we cannot play and maintain our radio license. But he also did this on Dua Lipa's album.
Pia Mia.
Pia Mia's album. Sure you said Dua Lipa recently.
Pia Mia.
Who's Pia Mia?
It was nice to know ya. Let's do it again.
Is that this song?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I've never felt so old in my life. So it's not Dua Lipa, it's Pia Mea.
It's Pia Mea.
Pia Mea. Anyway, I wish them the best of luck for their continued romance. She's new, it says newly single here.
Because last week, the story broke that she started dating Tiger, and then a day later, it came out that her engagement to Mod's son had been called off.
Who's Mod's son? I thought she was with Chad Kroger from Nickelback.
No, that was the last dude. Mod's son's an American singer-songwriter.
See, why doesn't she get blasted and Taylor Swift can have a boyfriend and then break up with him and then it's all meh. It's double standards.
I feel like, though, maybe Avril doesn't have the relevance Taylor has.
Oh, that is harsh.
That's
That
true.
is dog, as my 14-year-old says. Now, here is another one that I clicked on. Not an amusement arcade. It's time for supermarkets to ban children from using self-serve checkouts. Let's all just take a chill pill, please. Have you ever heard this woman is angry because she had to wait for a woman with her 2 kids to, scan and pack at the shopping.
Right, okay.
It's one of the great thrills of any child's life.
It's so much fun.
It's like a Fisher-Price at-home shopping toy, but it's real.
And when I was a kid and when you were a kid, we didn't have the option to do self-serve.
No, you never got access to it. And then all of a sudden, they can. Now, the thing is this. Do you remember the saying, it takes a village?
Yeah.
Next time you get cranky at little kids learning how to be in the world, that's on you.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath and remember we're all trying to get through this together and the kids have got to learn how to live in live in the world. I also saw an article about kids under 10 are banned from my restaurant. How stupid. Kids under 10? My 9-year-old could take over a company and run it better than most people.
I also think that's a weird specific age. I get restaurants that have no kids, but it's just a no kids policy. Under 10 feels odd.
It feels very odd, and it's just not a sense of community. I'm not for it. As you say, I'm not about it.
I love a kid-free restaurant.
I don't mind a kid. It's like I go out of my way when I say little kids on planes, and I look at the parents and I'm like, may God be with you. You're going to need it.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
Christy Willen-Brown came in this week. Gorgeous Christy Willen-Brown. Catch up on the podcast on the Nova Player if you want to see what sort of shenanigans we got up to. But I was talking about my New Year's resolutions. And one of my New Year's resolutions was to become Christy Willen-Brown's friend. It's going well, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Did you guys message after our interview the other day?
Yeah, we did. And she confessed 3 things that she would only tell her very best friend. And because I am her very best friend, I'm not going to reveal what they are.
Fair enough.
Friends don't do that. The other thing, there's a few bits and bobs on the New Year's resolutions, but one of them was perfect homemade pasta. Well, listener Natalie, that has piqued her interest.
Okay.
And she has sent me a message saying, listen, well, get her in, Nat. What was it about that New Year's resolution that you thought, I'm going to fix this for this crazy woman?
Well, as I asked you, I'm like, do you want to be a purist? And you're like, yeah, not too much. I'm fine with it. And so for my birthday this year, my husband and kids bought me the Philips pasta maker, and it has been an absolute godsend.
Now, you know that the fact that you said to me, how much of a purist are you, I've got the secret. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. Well, it's flour and water, let's be honest. It's fresh pasta.
Is there an egg involved? Because I like an egg in my pasta.
You can. There is multiple things you can add to it, but the basic flour and water is your pasta. And when you want your kids in the kitchen doing half the work for you, they can do that. So that's why it's been so amazing.
Now, when I read your message and you were like, you need this machine, I don't need to be asked twice to make an appliance purchase. I love appliances.
Yeah.
And so I did get online and I shopped around and I bought one, heavily reduced, Natalie, because never pay retail. And it has arrived.
Have you used it yet?
I haven't used it yet. I've put it on the table with clear instructions to the kids. Don't open it. We're going to do it all together on the weekend. Is it true? My 14-year-old read the box because I haven't opened it yet properly. Do you just pour it all in the back and hit go, and then in 10 minutes you're slicing off fresh spaghetti?
100%. not only is it all done in 10 minutes, you can actually have it on the plate on the table within 15 because you boil your water at the same time and then transfer it straight through as long as you've got your sauce together. Honestly, it's a game changer. It will change your life.
Natalie, what sort of devilry is this? I can't believe it.
And for a cynic like me, that's like, just buy the pasta off the shelf. Do you still get that like fresh pasta texture and taste, Natalie?
100% you do. And ironically, there is still a place for the dry pasta.
Great.
Different sauces. But let's be honest, fresh pasta. And it is like we're doing it as a family. And then I'm gifting it on a Monday to friends. So, yeah, everyone's enjoying it.
I just love the whole process, Nat. Thank you so much for your recommendation. I'm going to give it a crack this weekend and I'm going to contact you and let you know how I go with photo evidence, a photo essay, if you will, Nat.
Brilliant, brilliant. All right, have a great day, guys.
You too, Natty. How good.
How great.
I'm going to keep you and Chris Contos, your flatmate, in fresh pasta for the rest of your life.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Just a friendly reminder, it is Friday. We're minutes away from the weekend. I, for one, am very excited. Tell you who's not excited is a Dallas journalist who's lost her job.
Oof, why?
She claims she was fired because she called the mayor of Dallas brah on Twitter. So she's a journo.
Okay.
He's the mayor. And she has said, brah, national news is always going to chase the trend. Cultivate relationships with quality local news partnerships. He's obviously said, oh, there's no story here, blah, 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 right? So they're fighting. Then she lost her job because she called him brah, but I know how easy it is. BRUH, it's a thing.
And it's a real thing at the moment.
I feel like I've heard my teenager use it.
So there's a massive trend on TikTok that's the audio from a scene of Zoolander.
Right.
That has been brought back and everyone's doing it. It sounds like this.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused. And I'm not your brah.
Not your brah. So is that how you pronounce it, brah?
I'm not your brah.
It's short for brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes things slip out. I have, on more than one occasion, said I love you to someone at the end of a phone call that I shouldn't have. Like I'll say, I love you.
Have you ever had like a funny response?
Yeah, normally because it's right at the end, so just go, love you, and then you hang up, and then I think you're both left alone with your phones in your hand going,
huh?
Did that just happen? And then I've had to text the person and say, sorry, I said the wrong thing. Even our boss, Dave McClung, he doesn't like being called Dave. I only found that out today. I've called him nothing but Dave.
I really struggle to change it to David as well.
Since I met him, but we must change it to David. We must. If he doesn't like Dave, we must change it to David.
Just McClung. I like just going for the last name. Like with you, it's just Swan.
Yeah, that's true, and then you can't muck it up.
And then it's a win-win.
I want to make sure that I don't call him Dave anymore, but I feel like with my brain the way it is, the only way to do that is to set up like a set of electrodes, like a 1990s radio show, and every time I say Dave, it goes just to remind me.
The Chrissie Swan Show. Chrissie's clickbait.
You know what I love? I love clever publicity.
Yeah, you do appreciate that. And advertising. You always clock really good advertising.
I love it. In fact, a few weeks ago, and we must have been on air, so we couldn't talk about it, there was a really funny chicken ad, a KFC ad that was right next to a crematorium, and it was like, you know, come and get fried or something. It was very, very funny. Of course, it was pulled down because, you know, people were complaining about it. But I thought it was great. This is another example of great publicity. A person has been hired to promote the new Scream movie. Now, if you're not across the Scream movies, there's a new one. Scream 6 is coming out in March in this country. When I first saw the Scream movie, the first one, I think it's got Drew Barrymore and Neve Campbell, I think, in it. It was terrifying. There are parts in it that you never get over, and the villain in it is that one with the stretched out face like Edvard Munch's Scream.
You see it like a lot of people go to Halloween as that character.
Absolutely. So that's where it came from, and there's a new one, as I said, a 6th one coming out. This guy has been paid to wander around the streets and he's doing that kooky thing. I'm looking at a photo now. There's nothing scarier pose-wise than just standing there and gently cocking your neck a little bit. That's terrifying. That's all you need to do to scare the crap out of people. But people have been calling 911 in California and screaming down the line like, this guy's going to get me, and they've just been politely told, no, this is like the equivalent of a guy dressed up as a chicken trying to get you to come into the restaurant.
Kids will have PTSD from that for life.
It is so terrifying. Have you seen any of the screens?
I've not.
Oh, Jack, go and see the first one. It's still terrifying.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, it's still really, really terrifying.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
The stats are in, Jack. You are in the significant minority not having an animal in your house.
I'm enough of an animal.
This is true. Over 60% of Aussie households own a pet. 60%.
It's a lot, and I believe it because I feel like every second person on the street nowadays has a dog with
I
them.
reckon I thought it would be more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's only 60. It seems like everybody's got something, a cat or a dog. 6 million dogs, 5 million cats, and whatever Bobby counts as, the guy, my cat that moved into my neighbour's house that I haven't seen for 5 years.
We need to talk about that next week.
He looked straight through me last week when he saw me. It's so hurtful. What about these stats? They're from WAHL, by the way. WAHL. They make all the clippers.
Yeah, my shaver's WAHL.
Yeah, well, they also do it for dogs.
Right.
For the groomy bits and pieces, so they know their stuff. Nearly a quarter cook their animals homemade food. Having said that, I did sort of take all the meat off a roast chicken for Murphy yesterday. He loves that.
Spoilt little Murphy.
Spoilt. Fussy. 2/3 of owners buy regular doggy toys. Condolences to any of the Kongs that are out there waiting to be bought for me and taken home to my dog Murphy, who destroys them in myriad
in
ways.
a very interesting way.
Over a quarter spend $100 a time on professional groomers. People are spending up to 24 grand a year on their dogs. God, I've never actually added it up, but I'm sure it can't be that much. That's a lot.
It is a lot, but then I guess if you
It's
stop,
like $500 a week.
if you stop and spread it out, if you add up your vet bills and your pet food,
And if they do something stupid like eat a ball of string or something, then you're in the whole 12
Pricey.
grand.
Yeah, far
12 grand. 88% agree dogs should have the same rights as humans.
That stat is ridiculous.
But this stat was the most alarming to me. 2/3 of people, hand on heart or paw on chest, confess that they prefer their pooch over their partner. 2/3.
Yeah, that's nuts. Just be single with your pooch at home.
I mean, they're great. Their dogs are great. But 2/3 would choose them over their beloved person, their partner. I can't believe
No wonder
this.
maths is so good in this country.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Look, it's Friday. We're going to be spending a gorgeous weekend with our partners, with our loved ones, but mainly with our animals. We're going to be walking them, letting them lick us on the face, all that sort of stuff that we love that you hate.
Oh.
As I was saying before, the stats are in, and 2/3 of people basically prefer their dog over their partner. And I just can't believe that.
And 88% of people said that they think dogs should have the same rights as humans. Like, what? Imagine a world like that.
I don't think the dogs would want the same rights as humans.
It's a lot of, responsibility.
My dog Murphy would hate to be sent out to work and commuting and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Dogs have got the greatest life. I want the same rights as dogs. Kate, what do you reckon about this? Do you love your dog more than you love your partner? Are you one of these?
Yes, I think.
How does that manifest, Kate?
Well, actually, my dog led me to this sort of more philosophical, spiritual path, and he and my partner is not really that interested in that. So it's like beyond a mind level of communication between us.
How did your dog lead you to that spiritual path, Kate?
He actually stole a mango out of my shopping bag and swallowed it whole got the mango pip stuck inside of him, and then I was, trying to find ways to work out, well, what do I do? And I came across this woman on Facebook who does animal communication.
Wow.
And, and so then it just led to other things.
That's next level.
I love this
I
story.
know.
And do you believe this dog could be the love of your life?
Yeah, well, I've had other sort of readings with him, about him, and he is definitely like an ancestor, like he's connected to me.
What a story.
What a story.
That is unbelievable. Joe, do you love your dog more than you love your partner?
I tell my partner I don't, but I think deep down both my partner and I know that it's true.
Why do you love your dog more than your partner, Joe?
Well, if I go and play golf every weekend, if I fish, if I go to the pub, if I do whatever I want, I come home. Jared the bulldog is always happy to see me. I wish I could say the same.
I love that your dog is called Jared.
Jared the bulldog, yeah.
Sometimes when you're talking about him, do people think you're talking about a mate from school or whatever?
Well, every time we take him to the vet, they think my name's Jared.
Jared, that is so great. Thank you all for your calls. I'm going to give you all a double pass to see Till, which is an amazing movie. It's in cinemas March 9. Thank you so much for playing along with me.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
This is how we like to wrap up the week these days.
Chrissie's correspondence.
Get on and send us an email. Slide into our DMs. Chrissie Swan Show on Instagram. We man it. Send the message. We read it immediately. It's exactly what Kay has done. Because I said in a sweeping statement, which is another segment we do during the week. I can't remember what day. I feel like I want to say Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Good from you, Chaotic Chrissie.
Thank you. It helps that it was literally yesterday. Kay must have heard me on one of the Thursdays saying that sleepovers are a nightmare for kids' parties. And I won't allow it.
And your kids know that they'll never have
They'll never
sleepover.
have one. Absolutely not. Kay says the best way to get gremlins to sleep at a sleepover party, host it during winter. After a certain time, turn the heating up. They're all snoozy and tired in no time.
I love that.
I know. This is just a nice one for you, Jack. I love the show. You and Jack are adorable.
Adorable.
Adorable. How cute is that? You are adorable, Jack. I love this one from Caitlin. She said, what are the tanning drops you spoke about yesterday? I need these in my pale life.
Somebody else asked me that yesterday in my life. And I said I'll find out.
Obviously, they're from Priceline.
Duh.
Obviously, there's heaps of brands, right? Go into your local Priceline and say, take me to the tanning drops because they've all got different ones. The ones that I've got on today are Tanologist.
Okay.
Le Tan have a version. Saint-Tropez have a version. Bondi Sands have a version. And you just drop them into your palm, 4 drops, squirt of your moisturiser, bang, go to sleep, wake up like you've been doing things that are now illegal. All right, there's the hot tip. Okay, now this one's interesting. My neighbour is deaf and he reads lips to understand what people are saying. You guys, by having the microphones so high up and blocking your mouths, is not inclusive. Fix this, please. Well, I appreciate this email, but sadly there's nothing we can do about it. These microphones are designed that they only work when you speak into them from a certain angle.
They do.
Which happens to be right directly in front of it.
We do always put up Instagram captions, though, on our videos so that you can read them.
Well, that should be enough, I reckon. I reckon that's inclusive. But thank you for your email. And I did think about it, and then I was like, there's nothing we can do about this, unfortunately. And now we are at the stage that we've been waiting for a week. This has brought us so much joy. Apropos of nothing, one of you listeners who we love has sent this following message. Nai bien poo send.
Why are we such children? Why is that so funny? Nai bien poo send. Poo is just never not funny.
Nai bien poo send. if you can possibly outdo a message as concise and meaningful as Naibi and Pupul send.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.